What's happening, YouTube? Today's NBA 2k13 MyTeam gameplay is featuring an all University of North Carolina attendee roster. All the players featured in the light blue went to school down there at one end of the Tobacco Road. Now Team TarHeel, we've got plenty of depth. Maybe a little weak on the inside, but we've got shooters, we've got slashers, we've got dunkers, but for now we're going to just focus on one.
Over 4,000 18-year-olds arrived at Chapel Hill in the fall of 1981. Among these incoming freshmen was an outgoing kid from Wilmington named Mike. From the outside, he looked like any other fun-loving frosh, but inside burned the competitive fire of a future star.
Very confident. And you learned early that you're not going to beat him at anything. Backgammon, nothing.
I didn't like to lose at anything. Now, and to this day, I still don't.
I was the best on the team. And so he saw it in me. He said, I'm going to kick his butt. So every day after practice, he'd want to play one-on-one games.
He and I used to have some pretty good battles. I wasn't intimidated by him at all.
He was always elbowing me, come on.
And we joke about it even to this day.
I was up like 3-2 and I quit at 3-2. So I always have that on Michael.
Being that he was a junior and I was a freshman, one game didn't seem like a big lead. So yeah, he may have had one game, but it was very close. You know, I made him respect the way I played.
Behind cocky freshman Michael Jordan, Matt Daugherty, Jimmy Black, All-American James Worthy, and sophomore Sam Perkins, the 1982 Tar Heels cruised to the Final Four. But despite 28 points from Worthy in the finals against Georgetown, it looked like the Heels would be tripped up again as they trailed by one with 32 seconds to go.
Our guys come to the bench, and I did not like the look on their faces. They came in and sat down in front of us. Coach Smith said, we're exactly where we want to be. And my first thought I don't mind saying is, did I look at the score wrong?
He called the play.
Hit him on the tail like that and said, what times do you knock it in?
That's a green light. It wasn't even time for me to look for anybody else. So when the ball got to me, I just went up and shot it.
Back to Michael Jordan, jumper from out on the left. Good! Red Brown looking. Oh, way to Worthy! Worthy 5! The Tar Heels are going to win the national championship!
You watched Jimmy Black. He cried like a baby, not because we had won, but because that man had finally gotten what he deserved.
After 21 years at the helm, Dean Smith finally won his elusive title.
Now, one of the strengths of the North Carolina program has been their coaching. Through all the superstars that they've had go through that program, not many, if any, have had monster numbers. A guy like Michael Jordan surely could have averaged 23 to 25 points a game in college if only he had been given the opportunity to do so. But that's not how North Carolina rolls. No matter how good you are, you're going to go to that program and you're going to learn how to take direction, play team basketball, and be part of a unit, a winning unit, and a winning tradition. I mean, look at the products that have came out of that school. Guys like Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Vince Carter, Antoine Jamison, Ty Lawson, Ray Felton, Danny Green, Brad Daugherty, Matt Doherty, Hubert Davis, Harrison Barnes. It goes on and on. Did I forget to mention Jerry Stackhouse? We can also look to the pedigree of coaches that they've had. Larry Brown is a Hall of Fame coach. Mitch Kupchak, the GM of the Lakers. NBA Coach of the Year George Karl. I'll have a little bit more about Coach Karl here shortly. The University of North Carolina is easily a top 5 college basketball program.
You always know that you can count on to
Michael Jordan's making an appearance at the free throw line. He knocks his first attempt down. It's good to be back in the powder blue. But this second shot smells like a brick. Rasheed Wallace coming in. I want to follow up that brick with a nice clang. He's off and running. You see Robert Pack, Dominique on the wings. I don't think this is going to end well. He goes up for the nasty 360 alley-oop. There's actually Kendall Gill out there on the wing, not Robert Pack. He's just about as much of a threat. He can put that ball in the hoop as well, take it to the rack, take it there strong. Kenny Smith going to the line for 3. You see Big Rasheed Wallace going to check into the ball game.
Now he gets 3 free throws. Rasheed Wallace, he's checked in for Brad Daugherty.
And Kenny the Jet Smith, excellent free throw shooter that he is, he's going to complete this triple play for us. Sam Perkins is in the game. George Karl takes a seat. He's relieved. He's been through a lot recently, Coach of the Year, but I'm very happy to have him on our sideline today.
Moving on, there were so many coaches in the conversation for Coach of the Year in the NBA that 12 received at least one first-place vote, but ultimately, when all the ballots were counted, it was no contest. The Nuggets' George Karl first, Miami's Eric Spoelstra second, and the Knicks' Mike Woodson third. This was Karl's 25th season as an NBA head coach, and it was the first time he'd been awarded the Red Auerbach Trophy. His remarks at the press conference today, straight from the heart.
Probably my best friend in coaching I lost this year, in Rick Majerus. And there are a lot of days I fought because I miss him a lot. And he's a college coach and I'm a pro coach, and we had more arguments and agreements in my lifetime. But I learned so much about coaching because of his love for the game and love for me. And then so much of coaching is you cheat your family, and I want Kim to be here and my daughter Casey because I know I'm cheating them.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
And I thank everybody.
On the bench. Here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Ainge is out there with Collins.
Okay, I'll keep cutting.
And it's McMillan, and it's Walton in at the.
But all I'm trying to say is friends and family are so important in what I become and what I am. And without them, you cannot be successful.
You know, one of the great things about sitting in this chair for 22 seasons is getting to meet people like George Karl. Just love that man, and just when you watch him in that setting, that's not a coach talking. That's a father and a husband and just a gentleman. And
you know, George has been a friend of mine for a long time. I think he's a great coach, but what a really just a wonderful person who, to me, he's obviously a basketball lifer. He's one of those guys you would love to play for. There's certain coaches you'd like to play for. And to me, I've got to know him pretty well over my basketball. I've been blessed to be in this thing for 30 years now. And first of all, I'm surprised it's the first time he's ever won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, but all he's been through as a person makes the day even more gratifying, because I think if you ask Shaq and Kenny, when you win an award, any type of award, there's so many people who help you get there. You know, Kenny lost his high school coach. He helped Kenny win those 2 world championships. You know, Shaq, you know, he's had coaches in his life. People notice the NBA, but I had great coaches, Coach Copeland, Coach McCarthy, Coach Champy. They helped me get to where I am today. And always, you know, somebody asked me the other day, I think it was Dan Patrick, about winning the championship. I says, I didn't want to win a championship for me. I wanted to win it for Phoenix and Philadelphia. I said, my life has been pretty close to perfect. I says, when you win a championship, it's really a reward for a city and all the people around you. And that's the only thing I regret about my career, that I couldn't bring Philadelphia or Phoenix to World Championship.
I was also surprised that this was his first time winning. You know, he's been a fabulous coach. You know, he's a fighter. He's been through so much this year. You know, he made the comment about cheating his family. I had the opportunity to play with his son for a year, and I just want to say, Coach Karl, you did a great job raising his son. He was a gentleman. He was a hard worker, and he told me many stories about you. Just want to say congratulations to you and your lovely wife. You deserve it.
Yeah, without question, you know, deserving. Like you said, it was a lot of guys that would deserve it. But like Charles said, when you say top coaches in basketball history, his name is going to come up. And him winning this award just kind of solidifies that. Being part of the North Carolina family, I've got to know him earlier in my basketball career. And, you know, he and Coach Williams and Coach Smith and Larry Brown, they used to have coaching sessions during the summertime at the University of North Carolina, and as a player, I would walk through, going to my locker, and they'd stop you in the middle. And they'd, how would you like to get played on a pick and roll? And you're sitting there as like a 19-year-old and hear those legends of coaching asking you how would you like to be played in a pick and roll. It just was always astounding. And lastly, you know, about coaches making you. And when Gary Payton, honestly, when he first came into the NBA, when I would think it's my 4th year in the league, guys on his team was telling me he wasn't that good. On his team. I didn't think he was really that good. I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was going to be a Hall of Famer what he is today. But the way the system of what George Karl implemented allowed he and Sean Kemp to all of a sudden not just be good players, but to be superstars. And if you go to the right coach in the right setting, you can become a superstar because there's a lot of guys with equal talent. And I think he made Gary Payton help become a Hall of Famer. I think Gary Payton would have been a good player, but he made him a Hall of Famer.
George Karl, the Coach of the Year, well-deserved, and we congratulate you, George, and we thank you for the remarks.
Make him put the ball on the floor. Well, I know what the fans think of when his name comes up. His dunks.
George Karl has been coaching for 25 years. That's crazy. I don't know if I could see myself doing anything for 25 years. And personally, I think he got a raw deal in Denver. I don't know all the backstory. Maybe a Denver fan could inform me. But to have the season that they had with the roster that they did, and for him to get the can, I don't know. I think that's highly questionable. The first half is winding down. Kendall Gill has got the ball. We give him some space. He wants to test out that jump shot. But I don't have any faith in my flying Illini. Michael Jordan breaking down the court. He sees Vince Carter coming down the other side. You know it's about to happen. Half man, half amazing with the big time flush. Kendall Gill wants to get it back. He doesn't see anywhere to go. Vince Carter with the steal, throws it to Michael Jordan, said, "Everybody take notes. I am the best dunker on the floor." Lesson learned. Dominique Wilkins, Robert Pack, Kendall Gill, Vince Carter, anybody else who didn't know, now you know. As Vince Carter gets his second straight steal, outlet pass, we're going to get in transition, take it back to the free throw line. Ty Lawson, you know he's good from the stripe. He's going to be real casual up here. We're looking to make some substitutions. We want to get Psycho T in the game. We want to get Hubie Davis in the game. Team TarHeels on a nice little run to close it out. We're up by 13 points. Danny Ainge throws it to Bill Walton. He wants to chuck it up to a photographer.
This is the pre-slam dunk favorite, Vince Carter, 6'6", 195 pounds. He has been called Jordan-esque.
Dan, this is the guy that even the players that play with him, they love to see this guy dunk. Let's watch.
Holy cats! Following the final dunk, Larry Connolly, it is going to be hard for anybody to beat Mr. Carter, who is into the finals in a big way. Remember, each player gets 3 attempts from 3 different starting positions. The scoring is on a scale from 7 to 10. 5 judges over there. Creativity will certainly add to their score. 1 miss per dunk attempt, that's all that's allowed. But if a player misses twice, well then the score for that attempt will obviously be 0.
And our 3 finalists, Vince Carter out of Daytona Beach, Florida, Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida, led his club to the 6A state championship. Boy, is he a leaper. Chris Clack out of Austin, Texas, will be going to the University of Texas. Listed as a great defender, but he also averaged 10 rebounds a game. He also can get up. And Paul Pierce out of Inglewood, California, will be heading to Jayhawk land. Great wing player, can also play in the backcourt.
It's tipped.
You will begin to hear the crowd chant and clap and throw all of their support behind this man. This is Vince Carter, 6'6", and a flyer. You might as well just give him a frequent flyer card because he owns the airwaves right now.
Dan, I got to tell you, the crowd is standing. They have people down on the behind the bench here that are standing to watch this guy. Oh, he missed his first one.
Wow.
He's getting a little tense here. Competition picks up a little bit. Pressure.
Out of Mainland High School in Daytona Beach, Florida.
LeBron passes to Pat.
That will make the Sunshine State mighty happy and mighty proud. And he gets a perfect row of 10s from the judges.
And these fans love him here.
LeBron James on the wing.
Little libation. Watch again, Vince Carter. Watch how high he gets up. Not just the dunk, but look at this. His head is almost even with the rim. He's got one more big one left. Getting a little of encouragement from his teammates. Maybe a little advice.
His final 3 schools were Florida, Florida State, and UNC, and he's going to North Carolina, and he's going to the hoop right now. Ooh. Wow. You know, they compare him to Michael Jordan, and you know what? That certainly looked Jordan-esque.
That was very air-like.
His airness would have been proud.
Tar Heels have a way of collecting those types of players.
He feeds it to Lawson.
Wow! Oh, wow!
I've seen a silhouette on a shoe that looks like that.
You know what, Larry? It might not be long until this young man has his own brand.
This guy can get up. Vince Carter, once again, left side, up big, down big.
Oh. Named Mr. Basketball in Florida, and for good reason. Led his team to the state championship this year. Hey, I guess when you already have the title sewn up, they're going to give you one more as an encore. The crowd is on its feet and literally pressing forward in anticipation. Here comes Chris Carter. Vince Carter was just phenomenal. You know, I said Chris Carter maybe because I expected he could actually play in the NFL as well. He is something to behold.
Watch Vince Carter one more time. This is his curtain call. Look at the spread. Look at the height. You like it? Watch it from another angle overhead. Watch how far underneath he gets, and look at the lift here. The look back up over the head. Folks, that's tougher than it looks. Vince Carter. 10s.
Larry Connolly standing by with the man that just ruled the airwaves here in St. Louis today, Vince Carter.
Thanks, Dan. Vince, obviously, you got a little tight in that second go-around because you had some outstanding dunks to get you into the finals.
Yeah, it was a lot of people in the dunk contest, so I had to wait a long time. When I got out there, my knees were kind of locked, and I felt kind of uncomfortable. But after I got loose, I was all right.
Get ready to head for Tar Heel Land and go up there and play with the club that's in the Final Four this year, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to go. Definitely.
I want to ask you one other thing. As you get ready to come out of high school to go into college, what do you need to work on your game?
Just to get used to what's, the ACC really. Just to stay and get in that ACC condition, play that ACC basketball. Right. Get ready after that.
Well, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Vince Carter is my #1 dunker of all time. There's 3 categories that I will rate the so-called best dunker in basketball. Category 1 being the in-traffic dunker. This is the posterizer, somebody that will rise up over somebody, that will put the left arm on their shoulder and use the right arm to put the ball as high in the air as they can and throw it down back onto the other person's face. The second aspect that I look at as far as a dunker goes is the breakaway dunk. In game, on the fast break, when you're confident that nobody's going to catch you from behind, what is the best highlight reel dunk that you can commit to and execute at that moment during a game? And the final thing that I would look at when judging a overall dunker is the dunk contest. Now, I personally will discredit the prop use, the costumes, the cars, the phone booths, whatever. I was over that the moment I saw it. I mean, I'm okay with putting on a different uniform, maybe a different ball, but outside of that, it doesn't really impress me much. This gameplay that I'm showing here actually features some of the best dunkers ever to play the game. You know, we've got LeBron James, we got Vince Carter, we got Michael Jordan, we got Dominique Wilkins. I mean, those guys really can throw it down. I probably put LeBron down lower on that list, as impressive as he is, just for the sole fact that he's elected not to compete in the dunk contest. I think it would have been really nice to get a look at that early on. I don't even blame him for not wanting to compete at this point. He's already got rings. I hate to say it, but it's somewhat beneath him. The dunk contest is a great opportunity for a young player to go out there and make a name for himself, create some excitement and some buzz. But for the two-time, world champ and multiple MVP winner, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it adds anything to his legacy. I'm not sure how much enjoyment he would even get out of it. And beyond that, it's not necessarily a given that he would win a dunk contest. So, I mean, the guy takes enough heat, not Miami Heat, but, critical heat as it is, for him to come up short in the dunk contest. That's just another thing that people are going to hold over his head for a little while longer. Well, this game's wrapping up. He made a nice little run here, but I think it's about time for me to close it out.